A continuación, CPS Noticias.
Good evening, everybody. You have obviously tuned into CPS News with Jesse and Brent, and it is the news that speaks your language and also the only English language news in all of Bahía de Banderas. So if you're still practicing your Spanish and don't quite have it all down yet, this is the place to be so you know what's going on. But most of all, I want to say, hey, Jesse, how you doing?
Hey, Brent, I'm doing good. Hello, Puerto Vallarta. Hello to all of the Bay Area. And yes, today is Jesse and Brent. Thanks for covering for me last week.
Anytime.
I'm back. And we have a lot of information for you, so stay tuned. We'll be with you for the next hour.
Absolutely. You know what comes next. If you're sitting at home, say it with me. Let's go with the headlines.
Tonight on CPS News, President Sheinbaum inaugurates the new Tepic-Compostela highway, cutting travel time in half. And she's already pushing for more expansion. Stay tuned to learn more. Puerto Vallarta Zoo denies mistreatment claims, opens its door to show animals are cared for. Federal inspectors could be next. Puerto Vallarta's mayor says Red Ambiental's garbage contract is still under review with a final decision due November 15. Nayarit advocates warn of a growing HIV/AIDS crisis, pointing to rising deaths and new cases across the state. Authorities are under pressure to respond. In national news, Sheinbaum launches 57 billion peso plan Michoacan for peace and justice after Uruapan's major assassination. Plus, a nationwide march. It's planned for November 15th, and it may affect Puerto Vallarta. In sports, Puerto Vallarta's 69th International Fishing Tournament returns November 12th to the 15th, with teams competing for nearly 1.5 million pesos in prizes. All that and more tonight on CPS News, the news that speaks your language.
All right, in our first story tonight, President Claudia Sheinbaum inaugurated the new Tepic-Compostela highway during a ceremony in the municipality of Jalisco, and that's with an X, making a major boost in regional mobility for more than 490,000 residents. The president also announced immediate plans to extend the roadway beyond the Las Varas Planitos and Planitos San Blas, saying the expansion will strengthen regional connectivity and help maintain jobs for families all across Nayarit. She highlighted the collaboration between the federal government and the private sector, noting that the project prioritized public welfare over private interests. The new highway spans 26 kilometers, featuring 10 bridges, 2 interchanges, and a tunnel with an investment of over 4.2 billion pesos. Construction generated over 2,900 direct and indirect jobs. With the new route, travel time between Compostela, Jalisco, and Tepic is now cut in half, saving drivers about 35 minutes. According to Banobras Director Jorge Mendoza Sanchez, the road supports roughly 6,500 vehicles per day and remains federal property under the CMRO model. Thank you so much, Adolfo Lopez, for our first story tonight.
All right, well, during her visit, she talked about the progress of the Amado Nervo Bridge, the major project connection between Bahía de Banderas and Puerto Vallarta. She said the bridge is moving forward and will become one of the most important infrastructure works in Western Mexico. During the same event, Sheinbaum also delivered housing tiles and debt forgiveness certificates. This is part of the Vivienda para el Bienestar program. She explained that this effort is about social justice, helping people who are stuck with impossible housing loans during past administrations. According to the government, nearly 5 million Infonavit workers will get discounts or forgiveness on their home loans. In Tepic, officials handed out 146 Infonavit deeds, 107 from Fobiste, and 247 from INSAS. The housing program is expected to bring 23,000 credits to Nayarit and create more than 13,000 jobs. Officials also announced the upcoming construction of over 1,400 new homes in several municipalities. And this information was brought to you by Lupillo Arce.
Well, we'll keep following Sheinbaum's visit to Tepic and other locations, and of course, the projects she's pushing forward, especially if they're in our area. Now, moving on, here's a word from our sponsor, and of course, that is Ceramica Exclusivas. So, at our Ceramica Exclusivas, style and quality come together for your home. Discover a beautiful selection of porcelain tiles and wood-look ceramics, as well as rooms that are designed to elevate any room with timeless elegance. With flexible, interest-free financing options available, creating your dream space has never been easier because your home deserves the best. And the best is at Ceramica Exclusivas, where craftsmanship meets unbeatable style. You can visit them at Calle Federación 390, Locales 5 and 6, Paseos Universidad, Ixtapa, Puerto Vallarta, or give them a call, 333-810-6053, or follow them at Ceramic Exclusivas on Instagram and, of course, on Facebook. Ceramic Exclusivas, 30 years of decorating your spaces with style. And now it's time to go over to Joe with our next story tonight.
The wife of Jalisco Governor Pablo Lemus, Maye Bahía de Banderas, carried out a significant working tour along the Cabo Corrientes coastline this week, traveling by boat from Boca de Tomatlan in Puerto Vallarta to the remote community of Chimo. As president of DIF Jalisco, she delivered a full set of equipment for the Nuestras school kitchen program. In an interview, Bahía de Banderas highlighted her ongoing visits throughout the Costa Norte and Sierra Occidental regions, saying her goal is to listen closely to residents and bring assistance programs directly to the communities that need them. Accompanied by DIF Jalisco Director Diana Bernice Vargas and welcomed by Cabo Corrientes Mayor Joaquin Romero Bravo, the delegation was greeted in Chimo with flowers, celebrations, and traditional dances, an historic visit for the town. At Benito Juarez Elementary School, she handed over stoves, refrigerators, tables, chairs, and cooking supplies to ensure children receive proper nutrition through the Nuestras program. With information from MGG, Joe Wasik, CPS News.
Thanks, Joe, for that information. Now let's talk about your face. Yes, your face tells your story, so take care of it with someone who really gets what you want. At Aesthetic City, Dr. Ulises Gomez, a real pro in aesthetics, he gives you treatments that are safe, honest, and made just for you. No overdoing it, no weird results, just a refreshed, natural version of you. They mix science, skill, and good taste to bring out your best, not change who you are. So check them out at Rio Yaqui 225 in Fluvial Vallarta and find them on social media. Aesthetic City and Dr. Ulises Gomez, where confidence comes first. Now here's Maria with her next story tonight that's been all over social media lately.
A group of protesters from Resistencia Civil Pacifica, joined by animal rights activists, held a demonstration Thursday afternoon at Los Arcos del Malecón, directly across from Puerto Vallarta's City Hall, to demand government action over alleged mistreatment of animals at the Puerto Vallarta Zoo. Participants carried signs and large banners as they called for transparency and a thorough, independent review of the conditions in which the animals were being kept. A small delegation entered the municipal building to meet with the city's Secretary General, who informed them that the matter was already being handled by the relevant authorities. According to the zoo, federal personnel had recently inspected the facility and reported that everything was in order. Protesters rejected this statement, insisting on the need for an autonomous investigation. The demonstration caused temporary traffic disruptions as Morelos Street was closed for several minutes. Authorities later reopened the roadway, but allowed only one lane of traffic, resulting in slow movement throughout the area. This was the second protest of the week. The first had taken place Wednesday night along the Malecón. Organizers also announced a third demonstration scheduled for Sunday at the same location. Municipal, state, and tourist police officers remained on site to monitor the situation and ensure public safety. With information from Lupillo Arce, Maria Ammerman, CPS News.
Those protesters were making their case at City Hall and demanding answers on conditions at the Puerto Vallarta Zoo. But in our next story, the zoo itself is responding to that. And here's Joe with the other side of the story.
The director of the Puerto Vallarta Zoo, Martín Castañeda, has publicly denied recent allegations of animal mistreatment after social media posts claim that several animals were living in poor conditions. In response, Castañeda emphasized that the zoo has operated legally for 2 decades and follows strict environmental regulations, including ongoing oversight from federal authorities such as PROFEPA, which requires annual reports on the health and management of each species. Zoo officials opened the facility to local media to demonstrate the conditions firsthand. According to Castañeda, 65% of the animals currently in the zoo were rescued from illegal trafficking or recovered from abusive situations, many arriving in fragile health or advanced age. The zoo currently houses more than 800 animals from 75 species, each receiving care based on specific dietary, space, and medical needs. The facility also participates in responsible breeding programs, transferring offspring to other accredited parks to prevent inbreeding and maintain healthy populations. Zoo representatives expressed concern that images from unrelated facilities were circulating online and being incorrectly attributed to Puerto Vallarta, fueling public confusion. Although some activist groups have recently protested, authorities report that no formal complaints have been filed. Federal environmental officials are expected to review the situation, while the zoo continues normal operations and reiterates its commitment to animal welfare and public transparency. With information from Lupillo Arce, Joe Wasik, CPS News.
As Joe said, the Puerto Vallarta Zoo continues normal operations for now while federal officials review the situation, and management insists it remains committed to animal welfare and transparency. Okay, now it's time for a quick word from our sponsor, and of course that's BYD. Drive 100% electric cars, no gas, just cutting-edge technology and innovation. Take advantage of exclusive bonuses across the entire lineup and enjoy a home demo without the hassle of traffic. BYD Puerto Vallarta, which means build your dreams.
And with that, we're going to have to take a quick break, but don't go away. When we come back, we'll talk about Toys for Tots fashion show. Oh yeah, it's going to be good. We'll be back.
Welcome back, everybody, and thanks for sticking with me. And I want to go quick here because I want to give a lot of time to my guest and who I consider my friend. We've spent a lot of time recently together, but we're going to be specifically talking about Toys for Tots today and the upcoming event, which is the fashion show. So Peter Vines, welcome so much to the show.
Hey, thanks, Brett. It's good to be here with you guys. And
Absolutely.
Thanks for having us the chance to talk about our upcoming fashion show, November the 23rd.
23rd or 22nd?
No, 22nd.
That's right. I'll keep you honest, brother.
Thank you.
You have a lot going on, so I understand it. You have an event on the 23rd we'll talk about in a minute as well. But so, Peter, tell us, what makes this event, this fashion show specifically, so special for you?
Well, it's special for us because we've been putting the show on for many, many years, and it benefits so many needy children here around the Bay. But what's special for the people that want to come is that we have some unique fashions from Deja Nu, Kathleen Palmer, and you can only get these from this show and her show downtown, her store downtown, the Romantic Zone. So that's what's making it special, and we're hoping we'll see everybody out there.
Absolutely. Well, it sounds great. And I was fortunate enough to be with Jesse on the radio over the weekend, and we got to meet one of the models. And what I loved hearing about, and maybe you can comment, it's like the inclusivity of it, like all sizes, all shapes, and I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, even a portion of the sales of these items are going to charity. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's correct. A lot of the portions of this are going to go directly to Toys for Tots, which we have, as you mentioned before, several different events. But this is a big one that we do here in the marina. And there's something for everybody, you know, young, old, little, big, and I mean, we have everybody out there. It's going to be a great show. It's kind of like something like reverse Christmas shopping, where we're bringing the clothes to you. You don't have to go look at them. They come to you.
Yeah, and so on that note, I mean, one of the things the model said, I can't recall her name right now. I got to talk to a lot of different people, but she said they're it's like being able to see them already in the dressing room because, like I said, different people are going to wear them, and you kind of just like pick out the model that's my size. That's the one I want to buy.
That's exactly right. That's exactly what we're going to be doing. And like I said, it's going to be in such a comfortable setting where you have a beverage there. We're going to have lunch for everybody, a special lunch they put together, especially for us. It's going to be a great event.
Yeah, and it's right up here in the marina, around the corner from our studio, which is great, right at the Marina Vallarta Golf Course, right?
Yeah, the Marina Vallarta Golf Course, and which is only like 1 or 2 minutes away from the Sheraton Hotel.
Love it, love it. So I know that the fashion show is the next big thing, no doubt, but you've got a couple other things coming up for Toys for Tots as well, and we've chatted a bit about it. Can you maybe tell our viewers like what else is coming, what's on the horizon? Because I feel like there's one, like you mentioned the 23rd, because you know there's something on the 23rd.
Yeah, the fashion show is the 22nd, right there at the Marina Vallarta. But then we're having our first annual poker tournament, which you're going to be in. I'm going to be in. Yeah. I'm famous for being the worst poker player in Vallarta, but I'm still going to come play. It's at the Vallarta Beer Garden.
I might compete with you on the worst poker, but we'll see. One of us is going to take somebody's money, but I'm betting on you. And yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. It's a Vallarta Beer Garden up in Nayarit, which I think is great. I've already registered, but the funny thing is, I'll tell you right now, my wife is going to beat both of us. She's the poker shark.
Probably so.
She really is.
But it's going to be a really fun event.
Okay, now looking out to past November to December, tell me a little bit about the toy drive that's coming up.
Well, we're going to have a toy drive that's coming up. We've got a lot of special locations. As a matter of fact, there's going to be one right here at you guys' studios, which you've been doing for several years and helping us out. We really, really appreciate it. But we're going to have them all over the Bay Area, like at Bayview Grand, all the golf courses who are supporting us so much. And we really appreciate that. But they'll be all over the town, and people that can't come to one of the fashion shows or the poker tournament, or a lot of people don't play golf, you can still have the opportunity to make a donation or just please drop off a toy for us. We really appreciate it.
That's a great point. A great segue to my next piece is that there will be drop-off boxes. I think we'll announce those soon. And I think like no matter where you live, you'll be able to get to one, hopefully within walking and driving distance, because there are going to be a lot of them. But I know a lot of our viewers right now are thinking to themselves, I want to be involved. I want to go to the fashion show. I just want to keep up with what's going on with Toys for Tots. I know we'll probably show the website down here, but what's the best way to like contact and learn more about the fashion show and just get involved with Toys for Tots?
Okay, we have email, toysfortotspv@gmail.com. And then, of course, you can also reach me, Peter Vines. My number is 322-2946-240 for any questions that you might have about the drop-offs or wanting to volunteer or help, because later on we're going to need drivers and people to help do the distribution of the toys. So there's several ways for people to help. For any questions, as I said, you can go to the email or call me personally. And we're also on Facebook, which is Toys for Tots Puerto Vallarta.
Beautiful. And I can tell you right now, I personally was involved with the toy drive last year. It was my very first time to do it. And it was amazing. I mean, I was one of the drivers, but I did the kickoff speech, which was amazing. But going out to the different schools, seeing the kids' faces when we were handing out the toys was just, it changes your life. And it's something really great for the holiday season. It just kind of went really nicely with the holiday season. Bringing joy to a child's face was just incredible. I highly, highly recommend y'all do it. Go to the fashion show, as I showing on the screen right now, and just get involved and just get caught up in it.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you, Brent, 100%. We've got another segment that you told me about that's coming up with Dave about the fishing tournament. I've actually won that fishing tournament, but one of the greatest things I've ever done is what you just said, going out and handing those toys out. It is such a treat.
I love it. Well, Peter, that's all the time we have today. Thank you so much for coming in. I can't wait to hang out with you more. I can't wait to see you at the fashion show, the poker tournament, and the toy drive. You're going to get sick of me eventually.
Hey, thanks. We appreciate it, Brent.
Absolutely.
Thanks for the time.
And thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed today's interview. I hope you get involved with Toys for Tots. But if you want to sit here with me and be part of Voice of Vallarta and get your name out there and talk about what you're doing in the community, just watch the scroll screen that goes on by. It's got our website on it, and you can sign up to be on Voices Vallarta anytime. And I'd love to have you here. It's easy. Ask Peter. All right, we got to go to commercial right now. Actually, no, we're going to go to our next story. And here's the next story, and it is from Maria.
Puerto Vallarta's mayor, Luis Ernesto Munguia, says the city is still evaluating whether the private company in charge of garbage collection will keep its contract, and he expects to make a final decision by November 15th. Back on September 10th, after weeks of public complaints about missed pickups and overflowing collection points, the mayor met with Red Ambiental, the company responsible for collecting and disposing of the city's solid waste. He gave them 1 month to fix the problems. That deadline passed about 3 weeks ago, but in an interview with CPS News, Munguia said the review is ongoing. He said the city has seen significant progress, especially in pickup schedules, cleaner collection points, and overall service. He also highlighted the community's cooperation from neighborhood committees to parents and schools, helping spread the word about new trash set-out times. Since September 29th, the city has adjusted its collection routes to a staggered morning and night schedule. Some areas like Versalles, Ramblaces, and El Cerro now receive daily service, while the tourist zone includes with its 3 times a day schedule. Munguia said the city has now formalized clear rules from when and how trash should be set out. As for extending the ultimatum to Red Ambiental, he simply said the company is being measured on how much of the city's demands it has met. The full evaluation will close on November 15 when the city plans to report back to residents. With information from MGG, Jesse Ruiz, CPS News.
Well, the city review of Red Ambiental continues with the final decision expected by November 15th. And of course, we'll provide you with more updates as soon as we have them. But now let's talk about our newest sponsor. In Puerto Vallarta, there's a spot where time isn't counted in minutes. It's all about smoke and patience and fire. Carpe Carne Barbecue is all about real handcrafted barbecue, slow smoked meats, their own rubs, and flavors that hit bold and honest. This isn't fast food, it's barbecue with heart. They cook at small batches only 2 days a week because the good stuff can't be rushed. If you want true purpose-made barbecue, swing by Analco number 94. This is in Colonia Santa Maria, right here in Puerto Vallarta. You can find them on Facebook at Carpe Carne Barbecue or order straight at 322-481-0214. Carpe Carne Barbecue, fire that turns into flavor.
Dang, Jesse, you're making me hungry with all that. All right, moving on with the news, not my hunger. In Nayarit, advocates are raising concerns over HIV/AIDS cases and mortality, pointing to new data that shows the state among the hardest hit in Mexico. Here's Joya with the details on this concerning story.
Nayarit is facing what advocates call a growing HIV/AIDS crisis. According to Casa de las Muñecas Teresias, 53 people have died from HIV-related causes so far in 2025, an average of 5 deaths per month. The group says the state's health secretariat has failed to implement effective prevention campaigns, leaving the public without proper protection or information. Through transparency requests, the association found that Nayarit now ranks among the highest in Mexico for HIV-related mortality, with a rate of over 4 deaths per 100,000 residents. From January to October, the state recorded 164 new HIV diagnoses. Tepic leads with 69 cases, followed by Bahía de Banderas with 22, Compostela with 20, Santiago Ixcuintla with 14, and Jalisco with 11. Many patients, they say, are being diagnosed late, already in advanced stages of AIDS. Alfredo Ramirez, the group's coordinator in Nayarit, criticized authorities for failing to invest in prevention, saying some clinics don't even have basic supplies, like condoms, much less PrEP or PEP. He added that no municipality in Nayarit, including Bahía de Banderas, has signed cooperation agreements with civil organizations, despite the urgent need for coordination action. Casa de las Muñecas Teresias continues filling the gaps, but says it is overwhelmed as cases continue to rise. With information from Israel Torres, Joe Wasik, CPS News.
Advocates are sounding the alarm in Nayarit, warning of a growing HIV/AIDS crisis, and they're calling out-of-state authorities to act quickly, which I'm glad we're getting the help. Okay, moving on. Here's a word from our sponsor, and this time it's Global Box. Looking for extra space? Well, they've got you covered with secure storage options available 24/7. From furniture and personal items to business inventory, important documents, even vehicles, boats, or yachts, Global Box is the safe and flexible choice. Units start at just 970 pesos a month, and for business owners, there's even the option to combine storage with office space. Reach out on WhatsApp at 322-302-0884, and when you mention CPS News with Jesse and Brett, you're going to get a special offer. Pay for 5 months and they'll give you the 6th month for free. Global Box is your extra space right behind La Corona Beer Place and the Verification Center. Now here's Maria with our next story tonight, and it's about our unfortunate loss in our community, and that is of our other member in the media, Paco Ojeda.
Puerto Vallarta is mourning the loss of well-known communicator and LGBTQ plus community figure Paco Ojeda, who passed away Wednesday morning at the age of 63. Ojeda was found inside his home in the La Vena neighborhood after missing an appointment and not responding to calls. Emergency crews confirmed his death on arrival. Early indications point to natural causes, though official studies are still pending. News of his passing quickly spread across social media, where friends, colleagues, and community leaders shared heartfelt tributes. Ojeda spent more than 2 decades contributing to Vallarta's cultural and media landscape. He worked as an editor, writer, marketer, photographer, and producer for numerous local businesses and publications. In recent years, he became widely recognized for his daily live stream, Coffee and Headlines, connecting locals and English-speaking residents with news and community stories. Beyond media, he was also passionate about music education, offering talks and workshops throughout the city. Tonight, Puerto Vallarta remembers Paco Ojeda for his talent, his kindness, and his impact on the community he loved. With information from Jesse Ruiz, Maria Ammerman, CPS News.
Paco Ojeda's voice and vision shaped Puerto Vallarta's cultural life, and his daily work in local media connected countless peoples across the city, especially during the COVID lockdown, if you were here for that. His passing leaves a space that will be deeply felt, but his impact and generosity will continue to resonate in the community he has helped to build. Cheers to you, our media amigo, and I'm dedicating tonight's entire broadcast to you. Next up, here's Joe with our next story tonight.
The city's main waterfront promenade is getting a major upgrade. Mayor Luis Ernesto Munguia Gonzalez reported that renovation work on Malecón 2, along with its extension towards Parque Hidalgo, is moving ahead faster than scheduled and is expected to be completed by December 15th. The project began in mid-August and covers the southern section from the panoramic pedestrian bridge at the Quali River to the Dolphin Fountain. This stretch, funded by Zofemat, will now be known as Feria Malecón. Improvements include painting, repairing damaged slabs, adding new lighting, upgrading wiring, and installing new urban furniture, such as trash bins and additional benches. Existing benches will be restored, and the irrigation system, garden areas, retaining walls, steps, and ramps will all be renewed to match the design of the main Malecón up to Argentina Street. The mayor noted the project is actually 4 days ahead of schedule. He clarified that the extension toward Parque Hidalgo will not become pedestrian only. Traffic flow on Argentina Street will remain the same. However, the street surface is being raised to improve rainwater drainage with new storm inlets and materials that will match the Malecón. Porphyry stone, washed finishes, and Wixárika-inspired patterns, along with new bollards, for a more cohesive look. This municipal investment also includes the renewal of water and drainage lines, public lighting, sidewalks, and urban furniture. Munguia added that he has already met with Malecón vendors and will ensure legal compliance and fair competition. He reminded that commercial activity is not permitted from Los Arcos to the Lighthouse, though conversations will continue to explore culturally appropriate and traditional spaces for vendors. With information from MGG, Joe Wasik, CPS News.
Well, it's good to hear that the renovation work on the Malecón is moving ahead of schedule to see the all-new expansion by December 15th. Now, here's our next story tonight, and it's all about Hospital Joya.
Hospital Joya Riviera in Nuevo Nayarit successfully carried out its annual bomb threat drill this week, demonstrating strong coordination and rapid response capabilities. The exercise took place at 11:50 a.m. and was led by hospital directors Miguel Lopez and Dr. Irma Urbina. The drill included the active participation of the Mexican Army, Sedena, with a team of 13 military personnel commanded by Captain Confessor and Lieutenant Paxtian. Bahía de Banderas Civil Protection also joined the operation, led by evaluator Ramon Hernandez, and 6 additional officers overseeing safety and performance. A total of 52 people, including patients, staff, and visitors, were evacuated in a record time of 4 minutes and 30 seconds. The full operation concluded in 24 minutes and 40 seconds, highlighting the efficiency, discipline, and preparedness of everyone involved. Evaluators praised the hospital for its professionalism and commitment to emergency readiness, noting that these drills are essential for strengthening prevention efforts and ensuring the highest safety standards in healthcare facilities. Hospital Joya Riviera emphasizes that ongoing training and coordination with emergency authorities remain key to protecting the community and maintaining a culture of prevention. With information from Guadalupe Arce, Maria Ammerman, CPS News.
As you heard, Hospital Joya Riviera didn't just check off a box this week. They really showed how fast and coordinated a real emergency response can be. It's kind of a drill that reminds us that preparation isn't just paperwork. It's what keeps a community safe when the unexpected happens. All right, moving on. Here's a story very personal to myself and Jesse as we worked with Yvonne Colman last year for her Frida charity event. Here are the sad details from an overall really sad week we just made it through.
The animal rescue community in Puerto Vallarta is mourning the death of Yvonne Colman, founder and president of the Ivanica Foundation, an organization widely recognized for its work rescuing, rehabilitating, and rehoming abandoned dogs across the region. Colman, a well-known philanthropist and advocate for animal welfare, established the Ivanica Foundation more than a decade ago with a mission to provide safety, medical care, and new beginnings for homeless dogs. Over the years, the foundation became one of Puerto Vallarta's most active rescue organizations, known for its large-scale adoptive efforts, community outreach, and emergency response during crises affecting local animals. In an official statement, the foundation expressed deep sorrow over her passing, describing Colman as a, quote, beloved and admired friend, end quote, whose vision built a lasting legacy of compassion. Quote, Yvonne's dedication created a better future for thousands of abandoned dogs in Puerto Vallarta, end quote, the organization said. Quote, her spirit and love for this mission will continue to guide us as we carry her work forward, end quote. According to the foundation, Colman requested that her annual fundraiser, known as the fundraiser Frida, continue as a celebration of her life and legacy. The event, now titled Fundraiser Frida X, will take place December 13, 2025, as originally planned. Proceeds will support ongoing rescue operations and honor Colman's commitment to giving animals in need a second chance. Tickets and event information are available at ivanicafoundation.org/fundraiser. The foundation emphasized that this year's fundraiser will be dedicated to celebrating Yvonne Colman's enduring impact on the community, an evening of joy, friendship, and the enduring spirit of Yvonne. More information about the organization's work can be found at www.ivanicafoundation.org. With information from Jesse Ruiz, Joe Wasik, CPS News.
Well, Yvonne leaves behind a legacy of compassion that transformed the lives of thousands of animals and inspired an entire community. As the foundation carries her mission forward, this year's fundraiser will stand as both a tribute and a celebration of the enduring spirit she shared with Puerto Vallarta. May she rest in peace. Now, a quick word from our sponsor. Are you concerned about your health and well-being? Well, don't miss the opportunity to take care of yourself at Hospital Joya, where your health is their top priority. They offer comprehensive medical checkups, laboratory and imaging services, consultations with medical specialists, 24/7 emergency care, intensive care unit, pediatric unit, and much more. For more information or to schedule an appointment, call 322-226-1010 or 322-226-8181. Follow them on social media or stay up to date with their special promotions and pricing. At Hospital Joya, they're fully committed to your health and the well-being of your family. Now, here's Joe again with our next story tonight.
During a visit to Puerto Vallarta, Governor Pablo Lemus Navarro announced he has instructed Jalisco's Secretary of Transportation, Diego Monraz, to immediately review and regulate the city's tow truck and impound lot operations. The governor acknowledged growing public complaints and confirmed that most companies in Puerto Vallarta are operating without a valid concession. Lemus emphasized that the state will not allow abuses in pricing or procedures. Quote, we cannot permit practices that harm citizens. We must regulate their use and their prices, end quote, he said. The issue dates back to an October 2023 call from the Transportation Secretariat urging tow companies to regularize their status. Despite 185 companies statewide participating and 165 receiving authorization, none were from Puerto Vallarta. Currently, only 2 companies, Grúas Ayllón and Fastmex, are officially registered with active concessions. Residents have repeatedly complained about excessive fees. A direct tow typically costs around 900 pesos, but the price jumps to more than 2,000 pesos when the service is tied to a traffic incident or official operation. Although state regulations require that all government-requested tows be dispatched through a centralized system, that system only operates in the Guadalajara metro area, leaving Puerto Vallarta drivers facing inconsistent processes and inflated costs. With information from MGG, Joe Wasik, CPS News.
Puerto Vallarta drivers will obviously be watching closely as the state moves to rein in tow truck operations with promises of regulation and fairer prices now on the table. Now a quick word from our sponsor, and that means it's time to talk about Liverpool. Get ready to kick off holiday shopping with Liverpool. From November 7th through the 17th, enjoy exclusive promotions on clothing, accessories, furniture, tech, and home essentials. They're open every day from 11 a.m. till 9 p.m. and you can check out their website or just use the Liverpool Pocket app and you can figure out how to become a first-day shopper with a Liverpool credit card and you'll get an extra 10%. Visit Liverpool Galerías Vallarta across from the Maritime Terminal or Liverpool Express up by Flamingos in Bahía de Banderas. Liverpool at all times, everywhere, and they are part of your life.
Yay, it's about time to go shopping, so don't miss out on any of these savings.
Yeah.
And guess what? It's also time to talk about On This Date.
Ooh,
Yay, are you ready?
I'm always ready.
All right,
are you
you can
ready?
start.
All right,
Yes.
let's do it. On this day, this is the fun little segment we tell you about what else is on this day other than us. So first of all, I'm going to tell you it is, are you ready?
I'm ready.
American Frog Day.
Oh, we needed that so
Yeah.
bad.
Like literally, if you're a frog and you're not from America, this is not part of you. Just go
Not
do your own
Mexican
thing.
Frog Day, American
Yeah,
Frog
get to your
Day.
own lily pad, go eat some bugs somewhere else. Today is American Frog Day. Know your
All
place.
right.
Okay, second of all, here's a question. Did you grow up watching Sesame Street?
Didn't we all?
I
Didn't
think we all did. Well, I had no idea they had a day. It is Sesame Street Day.
Good, good. They do need a day, so
do. They've got their
congratulations
day.
to Sesame Street.
Good job, Sesame Street. Keep doing it. Last but not least, this one's actually for tomorrow, and of course that means it's Veterans Day in the USA. A salute to you vets, and thank you for your service from all around the world.
Yes, thank you. Well, I got some really nerdy ones for today.
Ooh, I can't wait.
So today we're celebrating World Science Day. So yay, congratulations to all of the scientists, especially to Miss Laura Lane.
My own little scientist at home.
Yes,
Love it.
International Accounting Day. So congratulations to all of the accountants. Keep on counting. And also, it's Book Day. Can you believe that? Today is Book Day, but just in Mexico. Also, on this day, back in 1810, Miguel Hidalgo here in Mexico banned slavery in Guadalajara. So this is way before many other countries did. So I think that was really interesting and important. And last but not least, in 1959, Mexico created its first national film archive, is Cineteca Nacional, and it's in Mexico City. If you haven't been, I really, truly recommend it. You will love it.
I would totally love it. That is my job. Okay, once again, you come out with all that amazing stuff, and I talk about American Frog Day.
Frog Day.
I feel like an idiot, but hey, so be it. This is what we do. All right, with that, and Jesse, thank you so much for bringing the educational moments to our segment. We're going to be right back. Let's educate you with a quick commercial break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
All right, guys, we are back and we're going to talk a little bit about tourism this season. Yes, Puerto Vallarta's cruise season is picking up speed for sure, with November shaping up to be one of the busiest months yet at the city's maritime terminal. Here are the details to know as the ships are coming in.
Puerto Vallarta's cruise season continues to gain momentum. After a strong October with 19 cruise ship arrivals, the month of November is set to be even busier, with 22 scheduled arrivals at the city's maritime terminal. According to Asipona, this month will feature 2 triple arrival days, tomorrow, November 11th, and on November 25th, bringing major vessels like Carnival Panorama, New Amsterdam, and Norwegian Jade. There will also be 4 double arrival days on the 4th, 14th, 19th, and 26th. This marks a major improvement compared to the slow months of August and September, which saw only 3 and 8 cruise ships respectively. The season officially kicked off with the Koningsdam on November 4th, with regular visits expected by ships such as the Royal Princess, Norwegian Bliss, Navigator of the Seas, and the Ruby Princess. Authorities say this activity will generate significant economic benefit for Puerto Vallarta's tourism services and local businesses. With information from Miguel Gonzalez Guerra, Maria Ammerman, CPS News.
Thank you so much, Maria. But now it is time to move on to sports, one of my favorite segments. And guess who's here? It's your favorite. It's my favorite. It's Dave, the sports guy.
Yes, he's here. What's up, Dave?
I'm your dad's favorite. Right?
That's right.
That's right. Yes,
Really,
sir.
my dad's
That's right. Your dad's
I am
favorite.
not. For sure.
All right, what
That's
you
right.
got for us
We'll
today?
get right into it here. All right, CPS Sports is brought to you by Inglés Bahía. Are you tired of not being able to understand and speak a little bit more Spanish? Inglés Bahía is here to help. This local language school in Valle Dorado offers in-person Spanish classes with passionate professional teachers ready to get your Espanol flowing, and for a reasonable price. One-on-one or small group classes, Inglés Bahía will boost your Spanish phrases, vocabulary, and confidence in no time. Located in Valle Dorado on Avenue Valle de Mexico, número 2, it's right off Highway 200, and it's a perfect place to practice after your lesson with great food venues and shopping all around. Call or WhatsApp 322-201-4448. Inglés Bahía. Más Español, por favor. All right, now let's do sport. We kick things off with swimmer and local powerhouse Stephanie Montero, who just launched the new Reto Mar y Montaña 2025, an expanded version of her famous Nado por las Ballenas challenge. This year, the project goes big, combining ocean and mountain routes to support conservation across Bahía de Banderas. From November 29th to December 7th, teams of up to 10 athletes can take on distances from 22 to 444 kilometers, mixing swimming, paddleboarding, cycling, and trail running. The goal: raise 1.5 million pesos to fund whale rescues, coral restoration, beach cleanups, removal of ghost nets, and environmental education for kids. And this isn't just symbolic, as past editions have already helped rescue 10 humpback whales, planted 750 coral fragments, and trained 170 children in marine conservation. Anyone who wants to join or donate can find the campaign on GoFundMe under Nado por las Ballenas 2025. Amazing athlete, amazing cause. All right, moving on to soccer. Now everything for motion. Actually, no, we're going to fishing. Sorry about that. And we're going to fishing, and lots of it. The 18th Playa Los Muertos fishing tournament delivered another full weekend of family fun, food, and massive catches. More than 100 boats took off at sunrise, and the star of the day was El Amo, landing a 15.5 kilo Dorado to grab first place and 250,000 pesos, plus nearly 50,000 extra from the jackpot. The crowd went wild at the pier as huge marlin and tuna came in, some so big they literally did not fit on the measurement table. And of course, there was the iconic grilling after. Chef Memo Wolf fed more than 1,000 people with fresh off the boat fish, only in Vallarta. After the awards, the party rolled on with Reno, Reno, Reno and the Cumbia Friends, and a DJ kept the vibe going well past midnight. This tournament stays undefeated as one of Vallarta's most beloved traditions: pure community, pure flavor, and pure ocean energy. All right, moving on to soccer now. Meanwhile, on the soccer fields, the 46th Copa Vallarta came to a close. More than 1,000 players from 141 teams played across 6 fields, with the finals kicking off early Sunday morning and the awards ceremony at the International Convention Center. Families, coaches, and fans packed the venue as teams were crowned champions and top scorers received their awards, all while celebrating 23 years of Copa Vallarta history. big shout out to Rayados Vallarta and Chivas Vallarta, who dominated several categories with top titles and runner-up finishes. Organizers wrapped the event by confirming the next edition will be in May 2026. Youth soccer in Vallarta is thriving. And before we go, mark your calendars for this week. The 69th International Puerto Vallarta Fishing Tournament runs November 12th to 15th. That's Thursday to Sunday. This is a major event with teams from the US, Canada, and all over Mexico here, and they are competing for almost 1.5 million pesos in prizes. The sailfish category stays out again this year to protect the species, and the local fishing community is proud of that. Registration is November 12th at 5 p.m. The boats head out this Thursday morning from the Malecón, and weigh-ins happen each evening at Marina Vallarta. And the big awards ceremony is Saturday the 15th at 7 p.m. Fishing season in Vallarta, yeah, it's officially on. And that's your sports recap. I'm David the Sports Guy, and I'm glad you got reeled in to this week's sports. Jesse and Brett, I'm throwing it back to you.
Thanks, Dave. I love the 18th fishing tournament.
I
That
do.
was so fantastic.
Me too.
But I don't love that you're stealing my pun game. I'm the pun guy.
I didn't think I could lure you
Come
into
on,
the
guys,
fishing
come on.
puns there.
You're stealing my pun
Did
show.
you ceviche what I did there? Yeah.
I love it. Very good.
Nicely
Thank you
done.
so
That
much,
makes up
Dave.
for my lack of puns for the Lionel Richie.
And I can see why you're my dad's favorite too.
Well,
Nice.
Oh. All right. Well,
Right.
moving on. Thank you, Dave. Now let me tell you about Hospitan's My Health program. Actually, instead of me telling you, let's hear directly from one of the happy users who has benefited from it.
Good program. I would recommend it to anybody new that's coming to Puerto Vallarta, in that I've been a member here for almost 8 years. We have a lot of meetings here usually once a month where we get to meet and interact with other members, and also to share common concerns regarding health. And the facilities and care here at Hospital is really excellent in Puerto Vallarta. The doctors are all very personable, they're very approachable and easy to speak to. And whenever I've had any utilization of services here at the hospital, it's been a perfect experience. I'd highly recommend it and encourage you all to take part in the My Health program.
All right, call 322-226-2080 to book your appointment or visit them at Boulevard Francisco Medina Asensio 3970. Now, here's our next story tonight.
Jalisco Governor Pablo Lemus delivered his first government report at Museo Cabañas, focusing on unity, public safety, and major improvements to mobility and tourism across the state. Lemus said one of his top priorities is fixing and modernizing public transportation. The state will purchase more buses to increase frequency, and new units similar to those coming to Puerto Vallarta will include Wi-Fi and air conditioning. He also announced that Puerto Vallarta will soon have a new electric mobility corridor along its main tourist avenue, Francisco Medina Asensio. The electric route will run from the Nayarit border to downtown, offering a cleaner, more efficient alternative to traditional traffic. The governor confirmed a major 24 billion peso investment over the next 2.5 years to repair roads and continue large infrastructure projects. He apologized for the disruption caused by the ongoing work on the Chapala Highway, but called the project historic and essential for long-term improvement. On public safety, Lemus emphasized the need to combat violence against women and highlighted the Pulse of Life zones, where women can request help and receive a police response in under 6 minutes. He also addressed the state's crisis of disappearances, thanking President Claudia Sheinbaum for her cooperation in the investigation at the Izaguirre Ranch, where human remains were found. He apologized to families for past government failures, saying, "Arrogance has no place in us." Finally, Lemus said Jalisco is ready to work closely with the federal government. People don't want to see us fighting, they want to see us solving problems. With information from Tribuna de la Bahía, Maria Ammerman, CPS News.
Thanks, Maria. And here's another quick message from our sponsor. And once again, it's Global Box. If you need extra space, well, they offer secure storage 24/7 for everything from furniture and personal items to business inventory, documents, vehicles, boats, or yachts. Units start at just 970 pesos a month, and business owners can even combine storage with office space. Contact them on WhatsApp 322-302-0884 and mention CPS News with Jesse and Brent. To get a special deal, you can pay 5 months and get the 6th month free. Global Box, your extra space, just behind La Corona Beer Place and the Verification Center. Now we're just moving on to the end of the show. That's all the time we have. We had so much news for you. It's over.
It's over. Thank you for being with us today, and we will see you next week. Have a great night.